Yo, what's going on, man? It's Jason Capital, America's honest dating coach, and it's fucking sunny out. Ugh. I love the sun. You know why I love the sun? Because it just gives. Just gives, and it just gives, he just gives, he just gives. And he never really asks for anything in return. And that's why he gets the most shine. Anyways, wonderful metaphors aside, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Halloween! It's almost here, man. What are you going as? You ready for it? Are you ready? Halloween's a big thing. It's big. It's a holiday. It's a holiday. Are you ready for it? Better yet, are you ready for today's Q&A? Today's question comes from Al, okay, and this was a YouTube comment. And Al said, Jason, thank you for always bringing major value. You've changed and transformed my life tremendously. Glad to hear that, boss. He says, I would prefer to say everything to you in person, though. Hope to meet you one day, and thank you face to face for changing my life up. So, dude, if you want to do that, I'll see you at the High Status Summit 2018 May, right? I think it's May 3rd through 5th. I should know the dates. It's my event. May 3rd through 5th, 2018, Newport Beach. Hundreds and hundreds of badasses will be joining me for the 3-day event, and it's, it's good. So anyways, he goes, just a question for the next video. My game is pretty decent, but how can I expand my social circle containing more females? All right, he wants more female friends in his social circle for a variety of reasons, of course. He says, without doing cold approach, picking them up at a bar, or going to school. Please share what you think about that. Thanks in advance. Well, the first thing I think about that, by the way, is so you don't want to cold approach, you don't want to pick them up at a bar, and you don't want to go to school. Okay, well, I can't say I really blame you for that, dude. I really can't, because if I think about it, I don't cold approach for the most part. I do once in a while, but not for the most part. It's not a lead generation funnel for me. It doesn't need to be for you either. And I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Bars and clubs are fun. Really easy to meet people there. And then going to school. All right, so obviously I dropped out of school. So you know my views on that. So excellent question. Let's dig into this. The first thing I need to lay down for you is these two different paradigms, okay? There's the PUA kind of cold approach paradigm where you gotta approach girls. And then there is we'll call it the social god paradigm, the social circle paradigm, right? Which is what I teach. Now, the cold approach PUA kind of way of approach, go get her, be a fucking pinball at the bar, the club, the day game, the doctor's office, right? Imagine being in a doctor's office, there's like 5 chicks in there waiting with you, and you just approach each of them and they all hear what you say to each of them. It'd be great. All right, in that case, cold approaching would be awesome. Not because it's gonna get you results, simply because it would be fucking entertaining as fuck. Now, in the cold approach PUA world, one of the big things you'll hear people say a lot is if you don't cold approach, you're not a real man, right? They associate being macho, being alpha with cold approaching. See, I associate cold approaching, especially if you've been doing it for a long time and that's your main source, your main way of meeting people and girls. Cold approaching, been doing it for a long time, equals fucking retard. Okay, cold approaching equals fucking retard if you've been doing it for a long time, and here's why. Have you ever done sales before? A lot of guys at one time or another have done phone sales, right? Or maybe door to door. They cold call, right? You cold call or you go cold and you go knock door to door. What kind of rejection rate do you think they have when they cold call or when they knock door to door? The people don't know them, they don't know the person. The rejection rate is enormous, okay? You're talking above 90%. If you're good, you're at 90% rejection rate. If you're like most people, you're getting a 99% rejection rate, maybe even lower. You might 1 out of 200 for some people on the phone. So you're getting rejected hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times just for a couple of yeses, okay? Not only that, when you do it that way, he's wasting tons of time, right? For him to reach out to 200 people, how many hours will that take, right? Depends how long each interaction goes. You could literally 20 hours, 15 hours, 30 hours. It's a long, long time. Your time is valuable, all right? And now contrast that real quick with not the sales guy, but the guy, let's call him the marketer. Okay, guy who's in sales, cold calling, door to door, whatever. The marketer, on the other hand, he creates this world. He creates this projection, this image, this thing that attracts people to him, that makes people come to him, right? The sales guy is banging on the door, hey, buy my shit. No, thanks, I don't fucking know you, bro. Peace, right? The marketer, on the other hand, sits in his throne, because he created this machine that brings people to him. Now, that guy comes to him. Right, he comes to him on his throne and he goes, can I buy your shit? Can I buy your products? Can I buy your services? Right, and now you get to choose, should I or shouldn't I? It's my choice. You got tons of people coming to you. You have options now. You have power now with those options. All right, that's the difference between what I do, social circle, social god shit, and the PUA kind of cold approaching stuff. All right, when you're starting game, yes, learn cold approach. It'll fucking put hair on your balls. It'll teach you to be a fucking man in situations where you haven't learned that skill yet. But once you have the skill, not where you're fucking great at it, just good enough to have it in the back pocket whenever you need it, it's time to move up the ladder, right? The cold calling, cold approaching is the lowest level. It's time to go up the hierarchy. The highest level, social got. That's the highest level. All right, that's social circle. That's what you're asking me about right now. So that's smart, very wise of you. Let's continue, all right? There are two key things you need to be thinking about when you want to add girls to your social circle. Okay, that's what you said, that's what you wanted. You want more girls in your social circle, obviously, so they can wing you, so they can introduce you to other girls, so they can pre-select you because they're fucking cool to be around, whatever. Two key things you need to know, okay? Proximity and commonalities. Okay, proximity and commonalities. I feel like I'm teaching a fucking class right now. Okay, proximity, meaning if you want to be friends with these girls, how proximal are you to them and how proximal are they to you? You need to be around them in general. More proximal just in general means you're gonna have more chances and it's more likely that you guys are gonna be friends. In fact, proximity is simply power in that when people see you a lot, they see you around often, that you guys are proximal to each other, you run into each other, it's familiar, etc. The chances of you building a bond and a connection with that person skyrocket significantly. So proximity is one, and the other one is commonalities. Okay, you're not just gonna be friends with girls, you're not just gonna be like, yo, like we should totally be friends because I read in this book or this guy Jason Capital told me that it pre-selects me. So by you being my friend, it actually makes me look more attractive and it makes it much easier for me to fuck 9s and 10s. So, friends? You want to be friends? Right? That's not going to work that way. There has to be some value exchange here. There has to be something for her. There has to be something for you in a normal friendship, okay? And the way most friends and real friendships, what they're cemented in and what they're bonded in is what? It's commonalities, things you have in common, right? So if you want to be friends with girls, you're going to have things in common with them, things that you can talk about with them, things that normal friends are just, friends talk about. Okay, so you need those two things. You need proximity to the girls you want to be friends with, and you need commonalities with them. I'm not saying change your personality. I'm just saying you're going to need to be aware of, like here's the thing. You could pick some fucking backpacking hippie who lives in the mountains of Burma on $8 a month and likes Coldplay. And I could find a way to connect and find commonalities with that person, even though me and him would be very, very different. All right, so a lot, in life, media, TV, what do they focus on? They always want to focus on the differences, right? The truth is we have 98% of the same stuff in common. It's only the 2% are different, that's what we focus on. So it's not that hard for you to find commonalities with the people you want to connect with. It just takes a little bit of practice. It takes you shifting your focus from the mainstream paradigm that wants you always focusing on conflicts and differences, stepping out of that and then putting yourself into a better paradigm where I'm focusing on what do we have in common, right? What do we have in common? So once you start talking with your girls and once you meet them, it needs to come from this frame of just like, yo, I'm cool, you're cool, we're gonna be friends. All right, I'm cool, you're cool, we're gonna be friends. That's the frame, that's the attitude. Because once you come from that, you're not gonna be hitting on them, they're not gonna be hitting on you, there's not gonna be weird little whatever things. There's the light in here. Like, it's not gonna, you're just gonna be friends. Like, think about how do you act with your friends that you don't want anything from. That's how you gotta act with these girls if you wanna be friends with them, because they have tons of guys approaching them all day. They have tons of guys who in the past, if they're hot, like hot girls have literally been trained their whole lives that even guys who say they wanna be friends and even act as their friends still wanna fuck them. There are guys who will pretend to be friends with a girl for like years consecutively, just hoping she'll wake up one day 4.5 years later and be like, you know what? I'm in love with my best friend, that fucking guy, right? It doesn't work that fucking way. That's not how it's not female psychology. That's not how it works. I get passionate about that because it's such a stupid strategy, right? Dr. David Buss, me and him were talking about it. I was like, what's the scientific term for that one? And he goes, oh, that's the sneaky fucker strategy, right? It's a sneaky fucker strategy. So that's what you need to know, right? I'm cool, you're cool, we're gonna be friends. Now, the last thing I'll say is this: once you become friends with them, do normal things friends do, right? Go get fucking coffee together. Hopefully you guys can hear me. What the fuck is this person doing? It's one thing about living in a neighborhood where there's like not a lot of houses, but a lot of big houses. People are always having shit worked done in their house. Literally every day someone here is having something done to their house. They're always upgrading some shit, okay? So anyways, one key thing I want to add here is this. One of the most important social lessons I could ever teach you in ways to create these kinds of, a way to fast forward rapport and bonds with other people is to point out the invisible. And what that means is when you're becoming friends with a girl and you guys aren't trying to fuck each other and it's just, you flirt a little bit because you just tease each other like friends do, but it's just fun and it's just friends and there's a fair value exchange going on. It's free flowing like that. someone needs to say something about it, right? It escalates the friendship to an even higher level, to an even deeper bond. So what I mean by that is you could be hanging out one time, you guys are laughing, and you'd be like, yo, isn't it fucking cool that we can just like be fucking cool with each other and be like good fucking friends and no one has to worry about like trying to sleep with the other person? Okay, you're pointing out the invisible. Yes, you guys are hanging out. Yes, you guys are cool. Yes, you're not trying to sleep with each other. But until someone says it, it's left unsaid. And if it's left unsaid, it can kind of sit there. Be the dominant male who speaks up and points out the invisible. This will make the friendship with the girl a million times better, and any qualms or worries or concerns, especially if she's a hot girl, that she was concerned that you're just a sneaky fucker, this is gonna put that to the side as well. Okay. Now, of course, if you do this, she may end up wanting to sleep with you and you'll have to deal with that, but in general, this is gonna be a much better strategy for you building these long-term friendships with these girls, okay? So on that note, remember, point out the invisible. All right, hopefully this lighting worked out. It's a weird morning here. It's Halloween time, man. I'm going out tonight for Halloween, so maybe that's why. Maybe there's something eerie going on with the Halloween shit. Anyways, thank you so much for checking this out. I'm Jason Capital. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do right now, because I just enjoyed making that video for you? I'm gonna put a link in the description box. You can click it. It is the replay of the live webinar that I gave last night. Almost 1,000 guys have watched the webinar live. It was amazing. The turnout was insane. Guys like I took 4 pages of notes. Guys like this was so fucking valuable. Thank you, Jason. Badass. All right, so what we decided to do is we're gonna run the replay until tomorrow night. So today's Thursday, so Friday at midnight, we're gonna take the replay down. So if you want to watch it, click the link below in the description and go check out the webinar about the #1 sexual signal that makes 9s, 10s, Instagram hotties, and even those hard to get girls that you really want to fuck you every single weekend like clockwork. All right, we'll make this shit happen for you. So click that link if you want, only if you want. This is your fucking life. All right, you're fucking free, you're fucking powerful, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. And I'm Jason Capital. I'll see you soon, man.